A town accidentally elected a dog as mayor. Drivers followed GPS directions straight down a staircase, and someone got stuck in dozens of group chats they couldn't leave. Welcome back to News Glitch. I'm Matthew, and this is episode 10, where real headlines prove the system isn't always wrong, but it's definitely guessing. Let's get right into it. So, for headline number 1, we have a town accidentally elected a dog as mayor. Yes, the mayor is a dog. In a local election, meant mostly as a joke, residents voted for a dog candidate, and the dog ended up receiving the most votes. That means the town had options, meaning there were people on the ballot, other humans, and they picked the dog. And honestly, that might be the most peaceful election possible. The dog is not making speeches, the dog is not making promises, the dog is just existing. Honestly, it's just there, being a cute little puppy, and maybe all will be well for the town after this election happens. And technically, that's already less controversial than most politicians. Maybe this dog will be a good thing. You can't really argue with the mayor. The mayor is not responding. The mayor is chasing a tennis ball. That might be a little bit of a problem because real decisions do have to be made. At the end of the day, if a dog wins an election, people might just want a break. People might think like the dog will do better by doing nothing, by just sitting there, looking cute. Alright, that's it for headline number 1. Let's get straight into it with headline number 2. So for headline number 2, we have drivers followed GPS directions and it led them down a staircase. A staircase. The navigation system mistakenly marked a pedestrian staircase as a road, and drivers trusted the directions. At some point, you have to stop trusting the GPS. The GPS didn't hesitate, it sounded confident. It said stuff like, turn right, continue forward, and it probably even said, drive directly into the stairs. And no one thought to double check or look up or actually see if there were stairs there, because you could 100% see if there were stairs there. And the driver probably thought that this was maybe a shortcut. That's what's crazy. The driver had so much faith in this GPS that they didn't even stop. They just kept going. They were like, oh, if it's going to save me 5 minutes on the way to work, then it's chill. There are steps. There are railings. There are people walking. And the driver is still thinking that the GPS knows something that they don't. That's what's wild. We have too much faith in GPSs nowadays. When the road turns into stairs, that's time to take a hint that maybe the GPS is leading you into something that isn't the right thing, and that maybe you should use your brain a little bit. Alright, that's it for headline number 2. Let's get straight into it with headline number 3. So for headline number 3, we have a man got added to dozens of group chats and couldn't leave them. Every time he left, he got added back. So for context, the messaging system kept reconnecting him to the group conversations automatically. Leaving the chat is no longer possible. You mute it, you leave it, you think it's over, and suddenly you're back at step number 1, you're stuck in the group chat. This is no longer communication. This is captivity. You are stuck in a group chat that you don't want to be in. Somewhere there's a phone buzzing constantly. Messages, notifications, people sending memes, and you just can't escape it. That is the worst. That is probably people's worst nightmares, being able to not leave a group chat that they don't want to be part of. We've all had those group chats that your phone just keeps buzzing and buzzing and buzzing and doesn't stop. And if there's no mute option and you can't even leave it, then what do? Your phone is going to be buzzing all day. You're going to be in important meetings and your phone's going to be buzzing. That is the worst possible thing. How are you supposed to explain that to your boss? You're in a meeting and you have a group chat and you can't mute it, and it's just buzzing, constantly buzzing, buzzing, buzzing. It will be the biggest distraction for everyone there. If you cannot leave the group chat anymore, it's not a chat. It's literally just someone holding you hostage in this monologue. And you're getting spammed with stuff you probably don't even care about. That's the worst part. It's probably all spam and nothing important. Alright, that's it for headline number 3. Let's get straight into it with headline number 4. So for headline number 4, we have a person called tech support and got transferred back to tech support. And yeah, you got that right. The same tech support. The caller was redirected through multiple departments before being sent right back to the original one. That's not support. That's a loop. So you call for help, they transfer you, then another transfer, and eventually, yeah, that's right. You are exactly where you started. And you know the worst part about this whole thing? You know the person answering the phone for the 8th time when you're transferred at time number 8, they're going to ask you, "How can I help you today?" Because they never know why you're on the phone, and they think this is the first time you're calling, and that's the worst. Having to retell the story for the 8th time, meaning you just explained this. You explained it at least 3 times. You explained it to the system, and now you're explaining it again. They are completely wasting your time, and honestly, they're probably just throwing you in the loop back and forth until you get frustrated, you hang up, and then they don't have to deal with your problem. And all is well. If customer support is sending you back to customer support, the system is just walking in circles. That's News Glitch. That's it for episode 10 of News Glitch. A town elected a dog. GPS tried to send drivers down a staircase. Someone got trapped in group chats they couldn't leave, and customer support managed to transfer someone directly back to where they started. These are real headlines, these are real systems, and somehow they all sounded very confident, but at the end of the day, they weren't. If you enjoyed this episode, follow the show and check out the clips. I'm Matthew, and I'll see you next time, assuming the system doesn't transfer me somewhere else.